Hello, I'm Joe McDonald, and this is Big Mac's Battle Blog. So, I thought I'd talk again about recruitment, but I'm not a recruiter, okay? Definitely not for my battalion or brigade, because apparently we don't even want foreigners anymore now. Well, we don't want any new ones, which is great from my point of view, because it means I won't have to deal with anyone else's fucking problems. But here we go. So, you've decided that you'd like to come and serve in Ukraine. Maybe you have previous military experience, maybe you don't. Doesn't matter. Here's some things you might want to consider and you might want to do. So, how do you get to Ukraine? People still fucking email me asking that question. Now, if you need to ask someone that, I would advise you not to come to Ukraine, because it means you're fucking thick, right? But what you do first is you use this mystical, hard to access bit of technology called Google, and you ask, how do I get to Ukraine, right? Essentially, you get to Poland or Slovenia or Hungary or Romania or even Moldova. That's a bit sketch and I wouldn't, but you know, a country that is friendly-ish, like Moldova-ish, friendly, and you enter Ukraine. There aren't any airports operating in Ukraine, so you're going to do it by train or by bus or by car. If you can bring your own vehicle into Ukraine, I highly advise you to do that. It's going to make your life a lot easier, and it's going to be an asset to your unit. If you come with something like that isn't up for going fast on rough roads, it's not going to last long. So if you can come with a pickup truck or a 4x4 in good order with good suspension, diesel, you know, manual transmission, not too modern because you might find it difficult to get it fixed here, you know, bit old and rusty, then that's a good thing. So there's the basics of getting into Ukraine. And, you know, that you should bring a motor if you can. Makes my life a lot easier, makes me a more useful soldier. Kit. You're going to be issued kit. I think it's pretty good overall. You know, like, you will get a uniform, you get the winter kit's good if you come in at this time of year. You know, you may decide that you want to spend a lot of money buying multicam everything because you think it's more NATO and therefore better, right? A pair of trousers is a pair of trousers, a jacket's a jacket. If you want to do that, you can do that. You're going to get issued a plate carrier. A lot of people do choose to upgrade it, and it's at the start of the war, all the guys who thought they knew what they're about were wearing American style plate carriers that are almost like a level 4 bra that cover a very small amount of your body. A lot of people now are going in for, you know, stomach protection, groin protection, neck, top of the chest, rear of the thing protection. Make it, you know, you might not have hard level 4 side plates, but having like 2 layers of level 3 ballistic in the, you know, soft armor in the side, whether it's ultra high molecular weight polyethylene or Kevlar, whatever, you know. But you are going to be issued a plate carrier that's perfectly good. The plates might be steel, in which case you put the Kevlar at the front and some matting at the back, Kevlar at the front to prevent spalling, you know. Or you might be given some like really, really fancy, super good MP Aerospace plates or some German plates or something. What actual brand quality of plates you get is, there's a real spectrum here. But, you know, you are going to be issued body armor. One of the things I would advise people to buy is a helmet, a fast helmet, as they call it, with cutaway ears and rails on the side. Invest in a little light, because that's very useful. Ideally one that does red, green and white light and has a little flexy thing. Invest in some active hearing protection headphones with Bluetooth, so you can not have the option of having super hearing and be better protected from explosions, and also be able to take phone calls and stuff, be able to like communicate. You can also plug your radio into them. They cost about 150 to 200 quid. So in Ukraine, you don't need to buy the most expensive ones that are like 500-600 quid. I've got like 170 quid set. They've been working fine for like 8 months now. So having a fancy helmet that's not randomly from the internet, you know, make sure you go to a good seller, you know, and get a real level 3+ helmet, and, you know, active hearing protection. That's going to make your life a lot easier. You need to spend a lot of time wearing your helmet. You may as well have a comfy one, and one that means you can communicate better, because communication and everything is valuable. What you're not going to get issued is things like I have, that I had to either be given or buy myself, which is thermal sights and night vision. You're going to have to buy that yourself. Maybe if you are Mr. X fucking SAS, you know, etc., you find yourself in SSO or GER, maybe, just maybe, they will give you some night vision, right? Probably have to be here for quite a while and develop some trust with your commanders and stuff before they give you that stuff, right? But my advice would be, try, and with your first couple of combat paychecks, try and get yourself a PVS 14. They range from something like 2,000 to 4,000 euros. You want to be looking to pay around 2,500 euros for one. It's the night vision monocular. Make sure you get real phosphorus night vision, okay, and not some digital night vision thing. Because the thing with digital night vision is it always is putting out an infrared torch, basically, and anyone else with night vision can see you very easily then. You may think that you want to get a PVS 31, which is like the binoculars, or the ones with 4. I don't even know what they're called. You're never going to see them unless you're in the specialist of the special forces. But the reason I have a night vision is for driving at night, basically. And the great thing about having a monocular is that if suddenly there is another car, right, or some other source of bright light coming towards you, you can just shut your left eye and drive with your right for a second and not be completely fucking blind, right? That can also apply to a whole bunch of other situations. You know, if you are wearing double lens night vision and suddenly there's light coming at you, you're fucking night blind now. You're just going to have swirly vision even when you flip it up. So yeah, single night vision, good. Also pretty affordable. You're probably going to be issued an AK, okay? An AK, right? And, you know, you might get an M4 that comes with a rail already. But what I would say, one of the first bits of kit, if you're going to, once you've established that, yes, in fact, an AK is going to be the weapon, you can get a aluminium dust cover replacement for it with a built-in Picatinny rail. They're normally 200 something quid. You might be able to find it cheaper online. Get one of them. Get one of them. Make sure that your dust cover and whatnot goes in a bag, in your big kit bag, and is safely tucked away, because you are going to need to hand that back in one day when you leave or when they change your weapon. And if you lose it, you're in fucking trouble. You know, keep your eyes open for one on a dead Russian to replace it, because that part doesn't have a serial number. Remember that. But yeah, you want a rail cover for your AK. An AK without an optic is a 200 meter at best gun. Some guys say they can hit stuff with iron sights at 400, but you know, do you really want to be fucking testing that? Now you've got a rail, you can get yourself a decent red dot Sig Sauer, do one called the Romeo that's perfectly good, up to 7.62 caliber weapons, and I assume not machine guns, but like, you know, it'll handle semi-auto 7.62 NATO 308 fire, and that's like 170 bucks. That's a good thing to have. You might want to get yourself like a primary arms SLX micro prism. It's a magnifying optic that's also a bit like a red dot, you know. It's nice compact little thing. Yeah, guns, having an optic on your rifle is going to massively improve your chances of hitting stuff and seeing what you need to hit first and then hitting it. You know, that's important. Boots. The boots they issue for the winter are super good quality. The ones for the summer, they're all right. There's nothing, well, there is something wrong with them, is in the, like, mostly made of plastic, so it's gonna, like, add to the amount of foot fungus you get. So getting yourself, it's a hot country, Ukraine, so having a nice light pair of, like, desert boots, you know, that help your feet breathe for the summer, that might be an investment you want to make. What else we on about now? So yeah, there's some rundown of the kind of kit you're going to be issued. You know, I haven't gone into uniform too much because it's all just trousers and shirts. It's all perfectly good stuff, you know. Some guys might disagree and say you have to buy multicam fucking everything. Other guys don't. Yeah, you might like the plate carrier you're given and just choose to buy additional stomach armor, groin armor, neck protection for it. It's all pretty modular these days. Or you know, everything molds together. Or you might decide to buy a whole kit. But yeah, that's some of the stuff gone into. Now you're in Ukraine and, you know, you've got all these thoughts in your head about what kit you're going to be. How do you get to a unit? Well, basically, every city has a military commissariat. And in that military commissariat, you can sign up for some or all of the units in the army. Ternopil is a main hub. But you might find yourself kind of designated to a group there and told, all right, yeah, you are now going to the 25th Airborne or the 196 or to 3rd Assault or to the 57th or whatever fucking unit needs some guys. You can also sign up for the Legion there. There's 2 legions these days, by the way, just to clarify. There's the GER, Directorate of Intelligence Legion. You want to go to Kyiv to sign up for them. And then there's the original International Legion for the Defense of Ukraine, which I was in originally. And, you know, if you want to sign up for them, go to Ternopil. It might be an idea to join a unit like that first if you've got zero, like, military knowledge and experience and training. The Legion has a base camp, a boot camp, in one of the bases closer to Poland. So, like, you might want to do that. Maybe you won't like it there. Many people don't. Maybe it's improved dramatically. I've heard it's got a lot better and it'll be great, you know. Who knows? One thing I would avoid, right, is you're going to meet people and everyone's scared, right? Everyone is scared when they come into Ukraine and you're getting ready to join a unit and go to the front and go to war, you know, naturally. So people are, like, desperate, like, you know, people bond to people who they think are strong and charismatic. And the problem with that is a lot of the worst dudes who've come to serve in Ukraine are really charismatic. They're the kind of guys who would be natural con men, or they become the leader of some gang in a prison type environment. Avoid people like this, okay? Especially if they're claiming that they're the international commander. There is no such fucking rank, okay? They're the international commander and they're really in with the officers at this unit, and you're only going to go on, like, really cool missions, and you're not going to have to do any boring OP work or dig any trenches, and it's all going to be high kills and low deaths and everything's sorted. They're talking out their fucking arse. They might seem super convincing. They may even believe it themselves, you know? But trust me, it's bullshit. Avoid people who start calling you brother. Hey, me and you, brother. Don't worry, brother. I've got your back. If something goes wrong, I'll come for you. Right? These are the kind of guys who constantly state that they are there for you, right? And they've got your back, whatever happens. But you probably, you know, if you lend them money, they won't pay you back, and they will ask to lend money. And you can't trust them around beer or a packet of cigarettes, right? Avoid these motherfuckers. I have made the mistake of getting sucked in by twats like that myself in the past. Fortunately, they've all gone now, because guys like that aren't really, you know, if you're a piece of shit in general, you're not actually going to turn into a brave and noble human being when faced with danger. And you are also going to find ways to create loads of EastEnders fucking soap opera bullshit drama about yourself. So avoid those motherfuckers. Especially, again, if you've brought a vehicle into Ukraine, right? Do not let anyone else drive it, right? Unless you've, like, just been shot or blown the fuck up and are currently incapable of driving, do not let anyone else drive your car. They won't treat it with respect. They will fucking crash it. They will suddenly decide that they're the one driving now because in some nominal, not on paper and not official at all way, they have designated themselves your commander, okay? Don't let the motherfuckers drive your fucking car. Don't lend anyone money at all, okay? If someone is too, especially if it's a guy who's been in country for a while, okay? And for some reason, despite the fact he's been in Ukraine for ages and he's got loads of combat pay, he should have loads of combat pay accrued, he's fucking broke. Don't lend this motherfucker a penny, okay? There's a reason he hasn't been able to manage his finances, and it's because he's a useless, irresponsible cunt, okay? Do not lend anyone money at all here. At all. If guys can't manage the fucking finances, that's their fucking problem, okay? Again, I've been sucked in by cunts like this as well. And, you know, it's destroyed a little bit of my faith in humanity. But, yeah, you know, it's just a factor of being in the military. A lot of people, like the best men in the world join the military, and also the worst. So, yeah. If you've got skills from previous military training, like mortars, artillery, air defense is something I like think the Ukraine needs more of. Please bring some evidence of what you've done in the past. As much evidence as you can, okay? And, you know, try and, you know, get something written about it, translated like on DeepL or something into Ukrainian or Russian. You know, they pretty much, either language works here. I know it's like a bit un-PC to say that it's easier to learn Russian and most of the army speak Russian, but they do. You know, so yeah. But get your evidence of what you've done in the past translated in, okay? Or you will end up doing an infantry role, okay? Like, for most armies from NATO, air defense is one of those jobs where, like, literally no one's fired a shot in decades. Over here, you'll be working all the time, and you will be treated as special forces, as a very valuable fucking asset, okay? There won't be any trench clearing or cross that minefield and hope for the best for you. You'll be out knocking down Caliber missiles and Shaheeds and Russian jets all the time. So air defense people, come. You finally get to do something with all your training. We need you. Just bring evidence of it. The important thing about this, whatever your skill set is, whether you're an ex-tanker, whether you used to work on an M777, whether you're a ready-made HIMARS crewman, okay, you need to be able to communicate with the Ukrainians you'll be working with. All of the international units are pretty much light infantry, okay? There is a smattering of internationals in other units that get to do other stuff. I am a sapper and drone pilot, you know? I know a Canadian dude who's with the Ukrainian unit firing M777s. He came from a Ukrainian, like his grandparents spoke Ukrainian to him, so he had some bases in the language, and he went off there. He's doing great work. So if you don't come with the evidence and you haven't made as much effort as you can to learn the alphabet first, because they have a different alphabet here and it's confusing and hard to fucking learn, then, you know, and you can't speak some language, you aren't going to be able to fit in with the units that have the cool stuff and get to do your job. You're going to get stuck doing a light infantry role, basically, with an international unit. So, yeah, language. Anyway, bit more of a general rant and a refresher about equipment and the sort of stuff you might need and want to know if you're going to come in Ukraine and serve. It's goodbye from me, Joe McDonald of Big Mac's Battle Blog. One sock. It's goodbye from the doggo.